WGNSradio.com News Center.
I'm Brian Barrett reporting. A 27-year-old assistant wrestling coach at Blackman High School has been booked into the Rutherford County Adult Detention Center under multiple charges. According to information from an upcoming court date, the reported assistant coach, who is a volunteer, was charged with 5 counts of sexual contact with a minor by an authority figure. Murfreesboro resident Byron Smith was investigated and arrested by Detective Amanda McPherson with the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office. During the investigation, McPherson also charged Smith with 1 count of solicitation of a minor, aggravated statutory rape, which is a Class E felony. Reports indicate the alleged crime took place on January 28th of this year, and in a statement from the Rutherford County School System, they received information about the allegations February 23rd, and Smith was suspended from all coaching duties that day. He was later arrested the following day on February 24th. On Monday, February 27th, a hearing was held before Judge Lisa Eischeid, which was the day that a criminal warrant was served on Smith. Lisa Marchesoni with the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office confirmed he is free after posting $20,000 bond at the Rutherford County Adult Detention Center. The next criminal hearing for the suspect has been set for March 23rd before Judge Eischeid. A December 22, 2022 Facebook post on the Blackman Wrestling Club page showed a picture of Smith in a guest wrestling practice. In the text, the photo showed he was participating in the teaching of different wrestling techniques. Meanwhile, the Blackman Wrestling website, which is linked to the Rutherford County Schools Blackman High School page, listed Smith as an assistant coach on their roster. The TSSAA website also had Smith listed as an assistant coach for Blackman High School. However, it was pointed out that Smith was a volunteer at Blackman, and he was reported to be a non-faculty wrestling coach. In other news, an investigation by special agents with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has resulted in the indictment and arrest of a former Murfreesboro man charged with impersonating a licensed professional when providing COVID testing. At the request of 16th Judicial District Attorney General Jennings Jones in November of 21, special agents began investigating an allegation that a man who had been providing COVID testing for various artists and venues had used a fraudulent diploma to obtain employment. During the course of the investigation, agents developed information that Jacob McClintock created a fraudulent master's degree diploma and portrayed himself to be a licensed professional. On February 6th, the Rutherford County Grand Jury returned indictments against the 26-year-old. And also a murder case that dates back to April 20th of 2020 is scheduled to head to court almost 3 years to the date. DA Jennings Jones.
Officers with the Murfreesboro Police Department responded to a residence on North Rutherford Boulevard in response to a shooting resulting in the death of Mr. Stephen Lopez, Jr. Lead investigator, Detective Richard Presley, has charged Mr. James Evans III with the second-degree murder of Mr. Lopez, Jr. Mr. Evans waived his right to a preliminary hearing and bound his case over to the grand jury. In March of 21, a grand jury returned a true bill against Mr. Evans. The next court date for this case is scheduled for April 26th of this year.
Stephen Lopez Jr., who lived in Cannon County, was shot and killed while in Murfreesboro. Lopez was murdered at a residence in the 1100 block of North Rutherford Boulevard. And that is a look at local news.
TRN News.
An assistant wrestling coach with Rutherford County Schools is facing charges after allegations of sexual contact with a student. 27-year-old Byron Smith was taken into custody. He was immediately suspended from Blackman High School. He has a hearing next month. 2 Nashville teenagers are facing charges for allegedly making a threat against their school. Police say the 8th grade students at Nashville Prep Middle School admitted to making the threats last week in order to get out of school the following day. They were arrested yesterday on several charges. Memphis International Airport is getting nearly $15 million in federal funds for remodeling and expansion. Airport officials announced that they received the money from the FAA as part of the airport